Hello students, welcome back to all 4 e-learning chemistry classes. Today I am going to start session 13 of stoichiometry chapter. The subtopic is stoichiometric calculations. In the previous session, we have discussed the limiting reagent concept, which is very important under this particular subtopic stoichiometric calculations. And today I am going to discuss percentage purity calculations. What exactly is this? Percentage purity calculations. I will keep a small heading here. Percentage purity. What exactly is this? What is the application of this particular concept here? That's what first of all one should understand. Suppose if you are given with a raw material to manufacture some important product. Of course, that raw material may contain some impurities along with the actual chemical which is going to involved in the reaction. Then in such case, we can predict or estimate the percentage purity of that given sample to us. Based on the amount of product finally we are going to get at the end of the process, based on the amount of that product, we can get back actual amount of reactant involved, and we are having the amount of substance sample given, and from that data we can calculate actual amount of reactant involved. So from these two things we can simply estimate the percentage purity of the given chemical substance. Okay students, so let me explain with one numerical. Please write down the numerical. Write down the numerical. 245 grams of a sample of 245 grams of a sample of, write down students, potassium chlorate, a sample of potassium chlorate on strong heating gave on strong heating gave 16.8 liters of oxygen at STP. Calculate, write down, percentage purity of potassium chlorate sample. He has given the mass of the sample. The same time he is asking the percentage purity of sample. It means out of this 245 grams, the complete 245 grams is not the mass of potassium chlorate, some impurity is there. That's what we have to find out in this question. First of all, let me write down the balanced chemical equation for the decomposition of potassium chlorate. I am writing here students, please write down the solution. Potassium chlorate on decomposition give potassium chloride and oxygen. This is the balanced chemical equation. Now I can write 2 moles gives 3 moles oxygen. This is gas, we know very well. 2 moles means molar mass of this 39, 35.5 plus 3 into 16 total, it is 122.5 grams of potassium chlorate. No doubt, on decomposition gives 3 moles of oxygen means 3 into 22.4 liters at STP. But this time he has given only 16.8 liters of oxygen. So take that data 16.8 liters, then what exactly the mass of potassium chlorate that decomposed here. So here I am going to calculate mass of potassium chlorate which decomposed actually 16.8 divided by 3 into 22.4 into 2 into 122.5. Now this is the mass of potassium chlorate actually decomposed to form 16.8 liters of oxygen gas at STP. Now 3 5.6, 4 5.6, this is 2, that is 3 into 122.5 by 6. Now I have to calculate the percentage purity. So percentage purity means this is the actual mass of potassium chlorate decomposed, but this is the weight of sample given to us. Now actual mass 3 into 122.5 by 6 into 245, 2 times 1 by 4. Percent means we have to multiply with 100. So our answer is 25%, students. So what actually I did here, percentage purity means actual mass of potassium chlorate decomposed divided by the weight of given sample. That's what I did here, and I got the answer as 25%. If you are asked for fraction, the answer will be 0.25, but he is asking for percentage, so the answer is 25. So please note down, the students. Okay, students, let me go through the next question. Please write down. Calculate the mass of magnesium oxide and volume of carbon dioxide at STP obtained by heating. Write down, students. Obtained by heating (4.2 grams of magnesium carbonate, which is magnesium carbonate sample of 50% pure, of 50% pure. This time he has given percentage purity of the sample given to us. Okay, let me write down the decomposition reaction of magnesium carbonate, which is also called as magnesite. On decomposition gives magnesium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now I can write, this is the balanced equation. 1 mole gives 1 mole and 1 mole. Okay, students, he has given the mass, so I am converting this molar mass. I have to find out 24 for magnesium, 12, 36 plus 3 16ths, 48, 84 grams. This is also mass he is asking. 24 plus 16, 40 grams. For that he is asking volume at STP. So 1 mole at STP occupy 22.4 liters. This is what that we can write just by taking a balanced chemical equation. But how much sample is given to you? 4.2 grams. But he is saying only it is 50% pure only. What is 50% of 4.2? So that is 2.1 gram. So I am writing now 2.1 grams gives how much of this and how much of this. Let me calculate separately. First I am calculating the mass of magnesium oxide is equal to 2.1 by 84 into 40. 21 into 4 by 84, that is 1 gram simply. So I am calculating the mass volume of carbon dioxide. 2.1 by 84 into 22.4, this is 40. So 2.24 by 4, that is 0.56 liters at STP. 0.56 liters at STP. So this is the volume of carbon dioxide gas obtained, and this is the mass of magnesium oxide obtained by the decomposition of 4.2 grams of magnesite sample, which he has given as only 50% pure. Okay, students, you please note it down. Let us go for next type of questions. Okay, please note it down. Okay, students, let us go through another type of approach under this heading stoichiometric calculations, that is analysis of mixtures. Analysis of mixtures. Two substances at a time will be given to you, and some data regarding those two substances will be given to you, and you should be in a position to calculate how much mass of those two substances present individually in that mixture. That is called analysis of mixtures. It is possible to understand clearly only after solving some numerical questions based on this particular approach. Okay, students, you please write down the first question. Write down. I am writing here 19 grams of, write down students, I will explain in detail. 19 grams of a mixture of, I am simply writing MX, a mixture of sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate on strong heating, write down, on strong heating liberated, on strong heating liberated 1.12 liters of carbon dioxide at STP. Calculate the mass of sodium carbonate 1 in original mixture and 2 in final mixture. In final mixture after the reaction. In final mixture after the reaction. Okay, students. Now he has given mixture of two substances here, sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. And here we have to get one data from alkali metals chapter. Only bicarbonates decompose on heating, but not carbonates in the case of alkali metals generally. So sodium bicarbonate is only decomposable, but not sodium carbonate. Please note down this point, student. Sir, you know everything that you are saying, it is decomposed and it is not decomposed. You will also get that knowledge once after the chapter alkali metals is completed to you, then you can solve, but as of now you should remember which is decomposable, which is not decomposable. That's why I am giving the data, students. So this is only the decomposable, this is not decomposable. Now what is the decomposition reaction of sodium bicarbonate? Then first of all we should know sodium bicarbonate on decomposition give sodium carbonate, H2O and CO2. I have already given this in the previous session, students. 2 moles of sodium bicarbonate on decomposition. So now look at the question. He has given the data of carbon dioxide at STP volume he has given. So from this data you can find out the mass of sodium bicarbonate and total mass of the mixture he has given. Once if you are able to find out the mass of sodium bicarbonate, 19 minus mass of sodium bicarbonate will give the mass of sodium carbonate in the original mixture. So that's why we are analyzing the mixture here based on some data given in the question. So it is comes under the concept called analysis of mixtures. Analysis of mixtures through stoichiometry. That's why I have told you that is analysis of mixture. This type of approach is possible to understand only after solving the numerical. Now let me solve this question, students. So please concentrate. This is the balanced equation. So 2 moles, write down, 2 moles give 1 mole carbon dioxide. 2 moles means 2. Molar mass, let me calculate, 23 plus 1, 24 plus 12, 36 plus 48. Again 84 grams gives 1 mole means 22.4 liters yet STP, but in the question the data is given only 1.12 liters. What is the corresponding mass? 1.12 by 22.4 into 2 into 84. This is 20, this is 10, that is 8.4 grams. Yes, I got the data now. Out of this 19 grams, I am writing here, students, original mixture. What is the weight of sodium bicarbonate I got now? Sodium bicarbonate. Write down, students, 8.4 grams. So sodium carbonate 19 minus 8.4, that is 10.6 grams. So answer for the first question you got here. Now let me solve the second question. Here decomposition of sodium bicarbonate also producing what? Sodium carbonate. Here I am writing the solution, students. You please note it down. From the same data, 2 into 84 grams gives 1 mole here, sodium carbonate. Concentrate, students. Calculate the molar mass of this, formula mass of that. 2 into 23, 46 plus 12, 58 plus 48, 58 to 48, 106 grams. But what is the actual mass of sodium bicarbonate we got? 8.4. So 8.4 divided by 2 into 84. Note down, students, into 106. This is 10, that is 5.3 grams. So finally, in the final mixture, I am writing, students, in the final mixture, already in the original mixture, how much amount of sodium carbonate is there? 10.6. Now how much amount of sodium carbonate newly produced by the decomposition of 8.4 grams of sodium bicarbonate is 5.3 grams. So final mixture Na2CO3 10.6 plus 5.3, that is 15.9 grams. Here both are the answers. So please students note it down clearly. Once again I will repeat the explanation. First, what actually I did, out of these two, this is decomposable reaction I have given. 2 moles gives 1 mole, 2 into 84 gives 22.4 liters, but 1.12 liters only. So actual mass of sodium bicarbonate decomposed is 8.4. So subtract 8.4 from 19, 19 minus 8.4, 10.6. So original mixture mass of sodium carbonate is 10.6. But at the same time, bicarbonate is also decomposing to form carbonate, sodium carbonate. So 2 into 84 grams always gives 106, but they are having only 8.4 grams. That's why I have given the calculation here. 8.4 by 2 into 84 into 106. So 5.3 grams. So in the final mixture, already in the original 10.6, and after this reaction newly produced sodium carbonate is 5.3. So 10.6 plus 5.3 total it is 15.9 grams. Please note it down, students. Okay, students, let us go through one more numerical based on the same analysis of mixtures. Write down, students. 18.4 grams of a mixture of calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate on heating gives, write down, on heating gives 4 grams of magnesium oxide. Calculate the volume of carbon dioxide obtained at STP and STP at STP from this mixture on strong heating, you write, okay, no problem. From this mixture, that's what he has given in the question. Here also the mixture contains 2 substances, calcium carbonate and as well as magnesium carbonate. I am writing that here, students. Calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. Okay, let me write the decomposition reactions. CaO plus CO2 gas. Here MgO and CO2 gas. Okay. Total mass of these two is 18.4 grams. Here I am writing mole. 1 mole, 1 mole. 1 mole means 100 grams. Here 22.4 liters. At STP, that you can write. No problem. At STP. Here also same. 1 mole, 1 mole. Here also 1 mole. Write down. Here also 1 mole. Molar mass, just now I have calculated 84 grams. Here molar mass 40 grams. Here volume at STP for 1 mole 22.4 liters at STP, students. Okay. Now look at the question. 18.4 grams of mixture of calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate. On strong heating gives 4 grams of magnesia. So, this data he has given. So, from that 4 grams of magnesia, we can estimate how much magnesium carbonate has been decomposed. It means from the data we can get the mass of magnesium carbonate, and total mass we have for both the carbonates. If you subtract that mass, you will get the mass of calcium carbonate. Let me do first of all. Concentrate, students, so please note it down. 40 grams, 84. 4 grams means 4 by 40 into 84. That is, I am writing here mass 8.4 grams. Here I will write the calculation for this. 4 by 40 into 84. So, out of 18.4, now we got the mass of magnesium carbonate as 8.4. Then what will be the mass of calcium carbonate? 18.4 minus 8.4, 10 grams. Now, the mixture has been analyzed that 18.4 grams contains 10 grams of calcium carbonate and 8.4 grams of magnesium carbonate. But actually what he is asking you to calculate the volume of carbon dioxide obtained in this process. It means carbon dioxide is getting from both the substances, from calcium carbonate and as well as from magnesium carbonate. So, total volume we should find out. Now come to the calculation. 100 grams give 22.4 liters at STP, but this time we are having only 10 grams, students. So, what is the volume? 2.24 liters. Weight by 10 by 10. That's simple. We know 84 grams at STP, 22.4 liters. Note down, students. But this time 8.4 by 10. So, this also will be 2.24 liters. Total volume 2.24 plus 2.24 liters. So, your answer is 4.48 liters at STP. That is the final answer for this question. Please note it down, students. It is very, very important model. And carbon dioxide is coming from both the substances. First of all, based on the given data, I have estimated out of 18.4, 8.4 grams of this and 10 grams of this. Then I have calculated corresponding carbon dioxide volumes. 100 grams, 22.4, 10 by 10, 2.24. 84 grams, 22.4 by 10, 8.4 by 10, 2.24. Total volume is 4.48 liters. Please note it down. Okay, students. Let us go through one more question based on the same concept. Write down, students. 20 grams of a mixture of, write down, sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide. Sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide exactly requires 7.3 grams of HCl for complete reaction. Calculate the mass percent of sodium chloride in the mixture. Calculate the mass percent of sodium chloride in original mixture. Mass percent of sodium chloride in, I am writing here, in original mixture. Okay. Here also mixture of two substances. NaCl and NaOH. This mixture is finally reacting with the HCl. Observe it carefully. These two will react, base and acid, these two will react, but these two will not react because that is the salt formed from HCl and NaOH. So, in this mixture, the reacting substance is only sodium hydroxide with HCl, but not sodium chloride. So, first of all, let me write the equation. NaOH on reaction with HCl forms sodium chloride and water, acid base, salt and water, a simple reaction. Simply you can write 1 mole and also get 1 mole. 1 mole means 40 grams and this is 36.5 grams. Leave it. Now we don't know how much of NaCl and how much of NaOH is present in this. That's what we have to find out. But he has given the requirement of HCl. How much requirement of HCl he has given? 7.3. 40 grams is required by 36.5. 7.3 grams means how much of sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide. So, sodium hydroxide mass is equal to 7.3 by 36.5 into 40. So, if you convert this 73 multiplied by 10 here, 4, 36.5, exactly 2 times, that is 8 grams is the mass of sodium hydroxide. What is the total mass of sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide mixture? He has given 20 grams. Out of that, 8 grams of the mass of sodium hydroxide. Now, we can calculate mass of sodium chloride is equal to 20 minus 8, that is 12 grams. 12 grams. Okay. Now, mass percent of sodium chloride, mass of that 12 by total mass of the mixture 20 into 100, 3/4, 5/4, that is 60% is the answer for this question. So, analysis of mixture of sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide. Okay, students, note down. Okay, students. Now, I think you are understanding what exactly the stoichiometric calculations are. Based on the chemical equations which are present in the entire 2 academic year syllabus can be set as one numerical under this heading. So, no need of worrying about that. After completion of syllabus, you will get all the equations, but by this moment I am giving the equations wherever there is need to calculate. Okay, don't forget. Now, I am going to start volume calculations. Somehow little bit easy when compared with the previous one, weight volume. Volumes are somehow easy because we can easily apply Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. The concept moles ratio is equal to volumes ratio. That's what I am going to apply now. Please concentrate. I am switching over to volume calculations. And from this volume calculations, there will be a conceptual link to the concept called idiometry, which I am going to start after 1 or 2 sessions. Please concentrate the basic part of this idiometry, nothing but volume calculations. So, please concentrate. That also I will explain with numericals. Write down, students, write down 20 ml of methane and 20 ml of oxygen were exploded together were exploded together and the reaction mixture, simply I am writing RCN, and the reaction mixture is cooled to room temperature, What is the final volume of gas mixture? That is the question. Okay, for this we have to write the combustion reaction of methane. I have already taught you in the previous sessions how to write a balanced chemical reaction for combustion of any hydrocarbon. Once again I will repeat. Methane, oxygen. One carbon is there, one CO2. 4 hydrogens are there, by 2, that is 2H2. Now you count the oxygens on right side first of all. 2 plus 2, 4. Each oxygen 2, 4 by 2, 2. This is how to write the balanced chemical reaction for the combustion of any hydrocarbon. Okay, we know methane is gas, oxygen is gas, this one is gas, and water always considered as liquid. And moreover, then the question itself he has given as reaction mixture is cooled to room temperature. Don't forget this, students, what I am giving you now. Always consider H2O as water unless the temperature is maintained at 100 degrees centigrade. If this is also not given to you, in such case also you have to consider that it as room temperature, and you have to consider H2O as liquid only. If the temperature is mentioned as 100 degrees centigrade, and then only we have to consider this also as gas in the form of vapor. Otherwise, you always consider H2O as liquid only. Even if it is not mentioned, default you should consider that as room temperature. So, always consider water as liquid only unless the temperature is maintained at 100 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now, let us come back to the solution of our question. Here I am writing moles, balanced reaction, 2 moles and 1 mole, students, write down. So, same ratio, volumes also 1:2, 2:1, okay. 20 ml, 20 ml. 1 mole needs 2 moles. 1 volume needs 2 volumes. 1 liter needs 2 liters. 20 ml needs 40 ml. Not there, oxygen. So, this is once again concept, limiting reagent, and this is excess reagent. Why I will show it now. 2 into 10 ml needs only 10 ml because moles ratio, volumes ratio, both are same. 1 ml needs 1 ml, 10 ml needs 20 ml. So, out of this 20 ml, 10 ml of methane left unreacted. Unreacted methane volume is 10 ml. Only volume of methane undergoing combustion is only 10 ml. So, 10 ml needs 20 ml. 1:2:1. 10, 2 into 10 is 1 into 10. So, 10 ml of carbon dioxide is formed and 10 ml of unreacted methane is there. So, final volume is equal to 10 ml methane and 10 ml carbon dioxide. Total volume is again 20 ml. If anybody asks you to calculate how much percent of methane is involving in the reaction, out of 20, 10 ml is involving, 10 ml is unreacted. So only 50% of methane is involving in the reaction. If anybody asks you to calculate what is the mole percent or volume percent of carbon dioxide in the final mixture, that also 50%. So out of 20 ml, 10 ml of unreacted methane and 10 ml of CO2 produced. So for both the things, the percent, volume percent or mole percent, both are same because that is gas mixture. So any type of question can be framed based on this, students. You please note it down. Then I will go for the next question based on the same volume calculations. I am going to give a hydrocarbon contains X carbons and Y hydrogens. Then how to write the combustion reaction? First of all, let me explain this. X carbons, so you can write X carbon dioxides. Y hydrogens, so you can write Y by 2 H2. Now let us balance the oxygens. Here oxygens 2X, here oxygens Y by 2. But here each O2 contains 2. So you should divide this with 2. So I can write here X plus Y by 4. X plus Y by 4. Now this is the balanced chemical equation. You please note down this, students. X CO2, Y by 2 H2O. Count the oxygens on right sides. 2X plus Y by 2. Okay. But each oxygen contains 2. That's why you should divide this with 2. So X plus Y by 2 Y by 4. X plus Y by 4. Now write down. Okay, students. Now write down the next numerical. 20 ml of hydrocarbon, 20 ml of hydrocarbon required 100 ml of oxygen. Write down, students. 100 ml of oxygen for complete combustion. Write down along with me. 100 ml of oxygen for complete combustion. In this reaction, RCN, in this reaction, 60 ml of carbon dioxide is produced. 60 ml of carbon dioxide is produced. What is molecular formula? Simply MF I am writing. Molecular formula of hydrocarbon. Molecular formula of hydrocarbon. Okay, here we don't know the hydrocarbon. So just now I have given the general approach. Let me write that balanced equation. CXHY plus X plus Y by 4 oxygen XCO2 plus Y by 2 H2O. Now let me write the data. 20 ml needs exactly 100 ml oxygen, forms exactly 60 ml of carbon dioxide. Now you have to find out molecular formula of hydrocarbon. We know for gas mixtures or reactions, moles ratio is equal to volumes ratio. Here I am going to take this combination. 1 mole needs X plus Y by 4 moles. I am writing 1 by X plus Y by 4 is equal to moles ratio is equal to volumes ratio, that is 20 by 100. And this time and next time I am going to take this ratio, these two combination. Again, moles ratio 1 by x is equal to volumes ratio 20 by 60. So x equal to 3. I got 1. This is 5. So reverse both sides. X plus y by 4 is equal to 5. X equal to 3. So y by 4 is equal to 2. So finally get y is equal to 8. And the formula is C3H8. Now let me explain once again. This is the balanced chemical equation what we can write for any hydrocarbon for combustion. 1 mole needs x plus y by 4 moles. Oxygen forms x moles of carbon dioxide. In the given data I have written 20 ml, 100 ml of oxygen forms 60 ml of carbon dioxide. I have applied the same Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Moles ratio is equal to volumes ratio. Here this combination first let me take moles of this 1 by x plus y by 4, 20 by 100. So x plus y by 4 equal to 5. Okay, keep it aside. This combination also I have taken 1 mole by x by volumes ratio 20 by 60. So x is equal to 3, substitute here, y is equal to 8. So your hydrocarbon is C3H8. Okay students, with this question I am going to conclude this session. And in the next session we will continue these volume calculations and then go for next level of stoichiometric calculations. Thank you.